Hello, you guys. Welcome back to another episode. Today, we're going to be talking about the best way to get into PLC programming. Um, I got into this actually really not too long ago myself, to be honest. It's been about a year since, actually more like a year and a half since I've been doing PLC programming, since I've been getting my start in it. Of course, I've learned a ton. I have a whole bunch of things that I can show you that I have done myself to kind of continue to learn. As you know, there's many resources as far as like Udemy courses and other things that you can do to get started. But for my recommendation, we have two different softwares available to us through the Allen Bradley brand that I think are best for you to get started without spending, um, you know, without spending any money, or maybe without spending a ton of money. So let's just say less than $100, $200. So um, of course, the software I'm going to recommend to you is the RS Logix 500 software. This is a little bit outdated software. This is actually pre Studio 5000. It's also pre RS Logix 5000 or RS 5000. So this software is completely free to you on the Rockwell Automation website. Now, of course, there's other resources where you can actually, type into Google how to download RS Logix 500 with RS links and with the emulator to get you started. So just the difference between the three, because you will actually see it not only in RS Logix 500, but you will also see it in Studio 5000. We have the actual base software, which is RS Logix 500. It's actually this guy down here, if you can see it. Ours in this particular case is RS Logix Micro Starter Lite. Um, it also has the emulator, so the emulator gives you the ability to actually emulate or simulate your program. So if you're making a very simple latch program to get started on your PLC programming journey, it's a very common program people write. You can actually emulate it, and you can see, the outputs turning on. You can actually toggle your inputs, so on and so forth with that, so you can actually see it working. And then, of course, we have the RS links here, which is the key to linking the emulate and the actual Logix 500 software. So the emulate gives you the ability to actually add a workstation that is an emulate workstation, which actually gives you a virtual PLC that you can connect to. You see, in our case, we're just connected virtually to a MicroLogix 1100. Um, Also, here at the top, you can see I actually have AB Ethernet IP. This is an actual PLC that I have. So um, as you're learning PLC, you actually might want to end up buying your own PLC, and I would recommend a MicroLogix 1100 or maybe a 1400. You can buy them, for less than $100, $200 on eBay, and maybe you can wire it up yourself. Or I actually just bought a PLC trainer. I think that was around $300. That came with all the buttons and all the switches, and it was really it really enabled me to kind of close the gap between the emulator and actual real world sensors and analog signals. So um, that is what I would recommend getting started in the PLC programming. Um, After that, you can see I have a little bit more advanced software here, but what I would recommend learning is I would start off just making sure that you understand the difference between inputs and outputs. You understand XIC and XIO, which is examine if closed, examine if open. I would then, from there, make sure you understand your output energize, your OTEs. I would understand a basic latch circuit, and then from there you can kind of start, pushing buttons and watching. You can press a button and watch a light turn on. So now you're starting to understand your inputs versus your outputs. The next thing I would do to progress from there is I would go into your timers and your counters and some of your other special functions. So right up here in the RS Logix 500, you see we have a timer and counter. So timer on delay, timer off delay, counter up, counter down. Also some reset here. And then moving on, I would immediately kind of get into your comparators and your mathematical operators. So your limits, your greater than, equal to, less than, less than or equal to, stuff like that. And then from there, I would honestly just continue to grow. So I'll have a couple sample exercises I will be posting on this channel. I just wanted to give you an idea of what the software looks like. Um, so there's our actual, 500. This is where you'll be doing all your programming. You see we have our links here where we'll link it, and then we have our emulators. Basically, our emulator, all we're going to do is just come up here to run and make sure that we run this, and this will actually give us the ability to, um, if we download this program to the virtual PLC, once it downloads to the PLC, or the virtual PLC in our case, it'll actually go online for us, and that will give us the ability to toggle bits on and off. So this has kind of just been an introduction on, um, the way that I would go about getting into PLC programming. You see, we're not connected here because I have to actually come back here and do some system comm stuff to get connected. But this is just a quick video, kind of telling you how I would go about learning PLC programming. Um, Start with the basics, start with what I was talking about before with the inputs and outputs, understand the data types, and then, kind of progress to making a latch circuit, and then moving on, with higher end stuff like moving and copying and data transfer, stuff like that. But I hope you have a good day. I appreciate watching the videos. Let me know down below if you have any other questions, and I will see you on the next video. Thank you, guys.